should one of us stay with George and then the other go back and get him?
Exactly how big is George? Can I like carry him back to the keep?
George is about the size of a terrier, kind of like
Okay.
probably a good 20-25 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just carry him with me back with Hingman and Donut, and maybe just throw an extra loop of rope around his mouth, make it like a makeshift muzzle.
Right around his mouth.
Right around the mouth.
Bing. Bing. Bing.
Ping, ping,
Okay, so you return to your keep and
ping, 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 ping. Worm.
And what are you guys doing now that you've brought him back?
Just standing in the open field.
Just standing out.
Well, someone, you want to go get Knox? You want to go wake up Knox?
Sure.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So I'll go into Knox's room and give him some kicks on the side.
Climb up into his
Sleep
bed
with
and
the
kick
door
him.
open?
Yeah, you have to get through. There's only like 2 ways to get in.
You ain't getting through my door.
One door is locked on one side.
We have a joint.
We have a joining door.
We have adjoining doors, and you ain't getting through my door.
Well, fuck.
You like
I'll pound on it. I'll pound on his door really hard, and
Which one?
Yours, the one that's locked.
Okay. Do I have to make like any check for that?
Wake up check.
I am like really asleep.
Oh, I believe it.
When Knox
Full-blown
sleeps,
REM
he
sleep.
is out.
I'm gonna say insight just for the sake of this to discern whether or not it's something in the middle of your sleep / dreams or something outside of that.
Yeah, I'm still having those nightmares, those visions.
He's
So
just crowing, just like pecking at your head. Oh, what do you think? Did that wake you up?
yeah, I'd say it rouses my slumber. Growing. Who's there?
He's just in the corner like.
He's perched somewhere, like probably in my head, taking a shit or something.
You wake up and your hair is just like plastered and gross.
Yeah, who's there? Who?
And you just awake to hearing the pounding on the door to your quarters.
All right, I grab my my night robe or whatever I have, and I kind of throw it around.
It's like super like bedazzled.
I kind of like brace myself for like when you enter like a really bright room after being in the dark, I kind of like brace myself for the brightness and look at Hingman standing there, I guess, with like some of my hair kind of matted with bird shit, kind of looking like the cresting wave picture, the painting. And I'm just like, Hingman, it's really late.
I know I would not disturb you unless I had to. I need you to come outside.
Why?
So, you remember the raccoon that I talked to in Arborsdale named George?
Vaguely.
He's here. And he is quite different.
How so?
You have to see it.
Okay. Yeah, I then grab Crowan from...
Shove him in your pocket.
Yeah, and then I
Shove him in your pocket.
I kind of just like, get the frick in there.
You have like one of those infomercial sweatshirts that has like the little nest in the,
Yeah.
in the
I
front
have
of
that.
it.
I have that weird Bjorn where it looks like a sweater with the baby's face peeking out of it. Yeah, so yeah, Crone's in that.
You got a Crowan carrying case.
And I walk with a really short gait behind Hingman.
Just a shuffle.
I'm just shuffling my feet. I'm not picking up my feet at all.
Farnsworth shuffle.
Yep, exactly. Farnsworth with like little fucking slippers.
I'm very
Good
tired,
news, everyone. I'm mobile.
and I'm following Hingman wherever he's leading me.
I just like to think that you still have your eyes closed and Crowan's like psychically directing you because he's awake and he's just basically just
True, yeah.
go this way.
So I lead him then back outside to where they await.
So as you follow Hingman through the keep and out to the front door, you guys go outside, and the stars in the sky and the moonlight reveal the shining armor of the mithril-plated paladin in front of you, with his hood up and just a odd-looking mass of fur and what looks like hardened skin that is sort of bubbled in weird places, and arms that are different lengths and sizes of bulging muscle and tissue that looks like it's exposed muscle, and just all kinds of gross amalgamations of animal.
And what about George?
Heyo.
Shazing.
Zing!
I notice Wainwright, and I kind of give him a nod. I'm like, evening, Wainwright.
Nod back. Not saying anything. Just clink, clink.
What do we have here? Is this the creature? The
This
George?
is George.
This doesn't look like a raccoon.
It doesn't.
Not at all.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It's closer to some sort of Dr. Moreau badger Komodo dragon skin. Like it's really fucked up looking.
This is horrid. How did he get like this?
I don't know.
We're hoping maybe you could fix him.
I don't know if I can fix him. I can see what this means. Possibly derive how he got this way.
It's a start.
There might not be a way to change him back. Can I do a check to see? Can I make like a Arcana check or like a Nature check?
I was just going to say, it's your choice between those two. Whatever you feel you're better at.
I am actually proficient in Arcana, so I get advantage in Arcana checks.
Well, proficiency just means that you add your proficiency.
Well, he has both.
I think I have both though, from something.
He's proficient and he has advantage.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
doing an Arcana. So 15. Or yeah.
Just getting closer and looking it over a little bit more thoroughly, this seems to be somewhere in the realm of a polymorph spell, something like that, where it changes the form of one creature to the form of another, but it's not a smooth transition or a smooth changing. It's like somebody had 4 different ideas in their mind, and the spell didn't know which way to go, so it just tried to serve the purposes as best as it could. But you don't know exactly, what spell was cast and with what intent.
But I know that it was trying to be changed. I know that somebody was trying to change it to something else.
Yeah, it's like it's in the aisle of polymorph and that sort of shape-changing magic, but you don't know exactly what the process was that ended up with this creature in front of you.
Okay, I walk over to Hangman and I do the dad crouch where I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, listen, Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that George has been put into such a bizarre circumstance with this. A lot of magic users like to dabble with creatures and see what they can do to change them. This creature seems, or the person that did this to George didn't know what they were doing.
So someone experimented on it.
Possibly. And I don't know if there is changing him back. A lot of magic users like to flaunt their magic,
So,
which is ill-advised and not responsible.
if we found the person who did it, could he reverse it?
Possibly.
Or she?
I would have to ask what they were using, what they were trying to accomplish.
Right.
But yes, George is out of my hands in terms of bringing him back to his former state.
That's a bummer. Um. So what do you think we should do with them?
The way he's positioned himself now, it looks agonizing to live.
So you're saying we put them down?
Honestly, that's the only humane way. It's look at it, and I position like look at this thing. It's very gnarled, just how Wilson explained. It's a spell that gone awry. It's very.
Is there any value in like asking him about?
You're the one that can talk with animals. If this animal attacked you, it might be rabid and still come after you.
How asleep is he?
Asleep is one very damaged, very fucked up looking creature can be. It's you see its chest rising and falling in a a pattern like that. How long is the duration on the spell sleep?
Sleep? How
I
long-
think it's really actually a lot shorter than what's transpired. Yeah. Duration 1 minute.
Well,
You can now see that his eye is open, but he hasn't been moving or thrashing around. He's just sort of being bound like this. He's still just very docile and easily mistaken for sleep, especially in these low light circumstances. But his eye is slightly open, and the other eye is just like a gnarled mass of protruding flesh and fur sticking out in matted places, and just it's completely covered and barely like if it is open, it can't even see past all the like little tumorous looking things that are growing out of its skin and face all around it.
right.
I leave this thing in your hands, Hingman.
Alright.
I'm here to protect you if you need.
Like, would he be able to hear me if I talk to him?
I don't know. Maybe.
You didn't put earplugs in him, so I don't see why not.
Okay. I'll use speaking with animals.
Okay, just to save you a spell slot, the entire time that you've kind of encountered him, he was just talking broken common, like on his own. You didn't have to cast a spell to do that.
True. So I'll kneel down. Well, I doubt I'll have to kneel, but I'll go up to him and say, George, I'm so sorry what's happened to you. Is there any information you could give me to find who did this?
But as you get closer to start this interaction with him, he just lifts his head a little bit to look in your direction and
Oh, that's
I'll
right. You
take
got
the
him.
muzzle off.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so then now that the
as you
muzzle's-
slip the ropes off of his little snout, he's able to get some movement of his mouth, and it just comes out like, "You leave George."
Okay, let's say that I didn't want to leave you. He left me, if I remember correctly. Didn't he? Or I guess we parted ways. Because then at the end, or when we were leaving Arborsdale, he was running. I saw him in the distance and he flicked me off. So, if I remember correctly, you're the one who left me, but I'm sorry if you felt that I had abandoned you. It was not my intention. We seem to when we last saw each other, you seemed to not be very happy with me.
Go and make friend leave.
I'm gonna move and kind of give them some privacy.
Yeah, this is kind of awkward. I'm gonna scoop myself on
You
inside.
just disappear in the shadows.
This is too personal for Waynard.
I'm just right
I'm just
outside the
doing
door, or right inside, listening, paying attention to not what's being said, just if
You guys just still incessantly just
should maybe
kind
check
of,
on.
kind of muffled, I guess.
I cautiously kind of approach to lay a hand on him.
And he doesn't do anything adverse. He allows you to put your hand on him, especially since he's all tied up right now.
And I'll say to him.
I'll say it.
Mama
I'll
say,
say.
mama say, mama say.
I'm truly sorry, friend. I did not realize that our parting would be so painful for you. I guess I should have thought or understood the fact that I was but entering some sort of friendship when I first talked to you. I really would like to know who did this to you, so I can address this horrible tragedy.
George, find open door. Follow food into a small no move room. Bars. George, pain by Red Man. George, not George. After Red Man, say Hingman, leave George. Say Hingman, not want George.